Good morning. Good morning. I'm just going to let people get the notification that I'm live. So let's give everybody a few minutes. Give everybody a few minutes to get in. It's unfortunate we can't really play music because you get copyright. So, hey, Renaissance, good to see you. Just letting everybody get notified because, this platform doesn't send up the notifications till like half an hour later. It's crazy. It's a nice day over here, though. Sunny and bright. I think the worst is finally over. We had a storm this week, cold, rain, snow in some places. I think we're done now. I checked the 10-day forecast. Nothing is below 0 degrees Celsius. So I think I can start to take off the winter stuff off the run. Take it from there. Morning, Unbiased. How are you doing? I have to watch your video still. I didn't watch your unboxing, so I'm going to watch it today. Just letting people notify that I'm live. So just give a few minutes. Hey, Odom. Good morning. I know they're horrible. I've got notifications that people were live right before they finished the live, and they were live for over an hour. Like, it made no sense. 1 second here. Let me just check this thing here on Instagram. Okay. Let's give everyone a few more minutes to get your tea, get your hot drink ready, coffee. I think it's too early for liquor, but who knows? To each their own, right? Each their own. Maybe you had a rough week and you just need to unwind. It's cray. I'm telling you. Sorry, I don't want to slurp. I hate when people drink their tea in the mic and they're just slurping. I was watching this guy on Instagram and he made watermelon juice and then he slurped. Oh my God, it was so disgusting. There's some people, sidebar, there's some people I don't even watch anymore. I don't dislike their content. Their content is great, but I guess they don't realize that they keep like doing things like that and it just turns me off. Slurping in the mic and one guy's always like, I guess his nose is always running when he's outside and it's just like always like drying up his, that nose. And it's like, Mr. Cephalophagus, it's like drawing up all this. I'm like, yo, I'll put my camera on. Oops. I can't stand it. And then he's one guy I used to watch, I don't really watch him. He's always spitting. I don't have a problem with people spitting, but when I'm watching a video and that's all I keep repeatedly seeing, it's like it's amplified by 15. I don't know. I'm like, will you stop spitting? Like, can you not just put the camera on, record, and during that time not spit so much? It's just like, I'm like, yo, I can't watch you anymore. You're too comfortable with this kind of behavior. So great information, but he doesn't have any home training, I would say. I don't want to see that. That's just too much. We're not that close. We're still acquaintances. So let's act like acquaintances. And you can literally hear the sound of him going, like, good morning, ambitious Jackie. Good to see you. I just don't like it. Good morning, Bud Files. So I stay in my lane. I keep my comments to myself. But truth be told, if they ask me, that's why I don't really go there. I don't find their what they do. They're just too comfortable on the camera and they don't realize that people don't want to see that. So hopefully somebody or their wives will tell them that it's kind of off-putting. So hopefully, but I haven't been back. That's just, I don't know what they're doing. Anyways, how's everyone doing today? Let me drop the link. We're going to chit chat a little bit about absolutely whatever. Today, I don't really have anything planned. Let me see, drop the link. Those in the bushes, make sure you hit the thumbs up if you can. Greatly appreciated. this week, well, to this morning, I didn't get up late, but I didn't get outside till late. I just Saturday is kind of like chickens. You're gonna have to wait. I got out there. I didn't go around the lawn because it's wet and muddy, and I did not put on my rubber boots. So I cut over the tunnel, and I guess the rat. Well, I not. I guess the rat was inside the run. I saw him or her fat self going down the tunnel. The tunnel was closed and then disappeared. So I don't know where they crawled up to or what crevice they. These animals, these rodents, can literally flatten themselves like a pancake and make themselves narrow like coffee stir and fit through all kind of small crevices. I don't know what was there for him or her to go into, but they went to the tunnel. The thing was closed, and then they disappeared. So I talked to the family this week, and they're like, "Oh, why don't you put poison down?" I'm like, "You're the ones who told me not to put poison down because you don't want to hurt the chickens." We never said that. I go, "Yes, you did. You were advocating for the chickens and said don't put poison down in case mice get in there and they kill the mice and then they get poisoned." Now they're like, "Yes, use poison." I go, "About time." So I'm gonna go get some poison today, put it around the perimeter, the sheds and stuff like that. I put a trap in there for the rat, the electrical zapping trap. I don't think it's drawn to that trap. So I'm gonna get the old fashioned traps, put them in the run at night when the chickens are already out, and see if I can catch it because it's spring and everything is mating and reproducing. The last thing I need is multitudes of rats. That's gonna piss off neighbors and stuff, and they're gonna definitely come looking for me. So I'm trying to get things under wraps, eliminate the rat is getting a little too comfortable. Our rat's blind because he seems a little dumb. He keeps running towards me and running like on over my foot at least 3 to 4 times. He did it this week as well. I was walking around, didn't know he was there. He ran out and ran over my. Doesn't seem to be too bright, so they must be like sound driven. They hear the sound and they move, but they don't really know where they're going. So that's what I'm dealing with. Um, the chickens are laying more, but they're still not consistent. I don't know what to tell you. I'm feeding them. Good morning, truth and integrity. Oh Lord. Yeah, that must be what happening because I don't even know where it went. Like I couldn't get to it fast enough. I didn't have my machete, but I watched it go down the tunnel. I'm like, okay, where's it going? And it disappeared. So there is a gap. There's small gaps there, but okay. So I haven't seen any mice. I have a lot of traps out there. One trap I lost because that windstorm that just came the other day, snowstorm, it must have blew the trap because I had it on top of the air conditioner to reset it because my dad dumped the body. So I was supposed to reset it and it blew away. I can't find it. So today I'm going to find a few more traps at the store, the hardware store. I'm going to buy a mini plastic greenhouse thingy. I know that Gina had one on top of her raised bed. It's about the same size, so it's on clearance. I'm going to go pick it up so I can start some things outside a little earlier, like the usual spinach and stuff that can handle it, but I want it a bit protected. Good morning, regenerative Wayne. You're going to be heading out to the trail soon for your morning walk hike. Then afterwards, finish number 5, DIY solar powered aquaponics. Positive vibes, yes. I haven't gone hiking yet. I'm going to start going soon. I was going walking and then the winter came back, so I'm going to start again. It was a bit too slippery and cold. I am going to get another bicycle. I used to go bike riding with my friends, but my bike that I ended up with now, the mountain bike I used to have, my sister has it now. It's kind of run down. She's going to repair it, but that's my bike. The one that I have now is a city bike. You only have 2 gears. Worst mistake ever. I don't know why I bought that bike. You literally have 2 gears and there's no easier gear to go uphill, downhill, nothing. So you have all the work of riding the bike. I couldn't even ride down the street. I was struggling. Then my friend's like, "What is wrong with you?" So we switched bikes. I took her bike, her mountain bike. She went on mine. Then she realized why I was struggling. I couldn't keep up. I only have it's meant to ride, I guess, like in the downtown core where there's buses and streetcars and you're just kind of going slowly. It's not meant. I don't know what kind of bike that was. It was a waste of money. So I'm gonna put that on Facebook Marketplace and get a new bike so that we can go on the distance riding. And it's gonna probably be an e-bike. I don't see any point of buying a bike now, and it's not an e-bike. So that way I have the best of both worlds. I can ride the bike, and for if anything happens, you're too far, you're tired, you can just let the bike do the work for you. So that's what I'm going to be doing this season because we promised to go riding last season. I don't have a bike. She has a bike. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get one because we used to love going bike riding an hour at a time, just going all down the trails, looking at nature. I'm not into bird watching, but that was interesting as well. Um, Yesterday, April the 5th, was the update for the Herb Garden Challenge. So if you didn't check out people's videos, there's a lot of videos to check out. Type in the hashtag planter HGC 2024. You can see everybody who uploaded a video for the April 5th update, and you can check everyone else's channel out and support the challenge. Also, yesterday was the last day for the WIG 2023. Same thing. Type in that hashtag WIG 2023. You will see who uploaded the videos. I did 2 on pretty much the same day. The entire challenge, I just split it in 2 and uploaded on the same day. So that's what we've been doing. And you can see what happened. Mine's still going. The bok choy is still in mine. It turned off today because the water's getting low, so I'm going to clean it out. I wasn't going to. Clear my throat. I wasn't going to, but I'm just going to clean it out and just let those 2 go a little longer. My seedlings are going well. Some of the cabbages, so I'm going to restart some things, buy some more cups and put them in the medium-sized cups. Not solo cups, something a little smaller, because there's not enough room to be juggling all these plants, watering them. It's a bit challenging. So I'm sure I'm not the only one with this problem. We all have the same problem. It's finding the space, the lighting, the airflow. You don't want to overwater, water from the bottom. Good morning, Country Hustle. It's hard to do seedlings indoors. I'm gonna start my spinach and my certain things outdoors. Also, there was a sale on MI Gardener yesterday and the day before. I went on last night at 10 p.m., but I guess I missed it because that code didn't work for 15% off. But if you do hashtag grow big for the Grow Big TV channel, you can get 10% off. So I'm going to order a few things from there. Let me see what Wayne is saying. I'm getting an e-bike that can fold up and put in my Tesla trunk. Okay, and saying hi to everybody else. I don't know about folding in half. I saw some like that, but when I saw the price, I'm not sure. I know right now in Ontario, Costco has a sale. It's actually right under my computer, and it's a bike called Ebgo, EBGO. I never heard of this brand. It could be popular. I don't know, but I got a random mailing. I'm not a member. I have a family member who's a member, and I'm on their card to use. I never got my own card, but I probably should with the amount of money I'm spending. They're getting the cash back. Yeah, EBGO CC60 electric bike. Original price is basically almost $2,000, but they have a minus $400 coupon, and it looks cute. I don't know if it's gonna show up. Okay, that's what the bike looks like. It's white. It looks pretty cute. And the tires are mountain bike tires. I like the fat tires. I don't know if you guys know, like the bikes with the mega fat tires, almost like a motorcycle. Not quite motorcycle, but very fat tires. They have that one, but this one's like a mountain bike, which is good enough. I don't like the thin tires. I guess the turbulence or whatever you call it, the shocks. You feel every bump, and I don't like that. So it's a bit of a smoother ride. But I am gonna change the seat. I don't like those skinny seats. That's for people with no butt. I need the more comfortable seats. I ain't going up and down on that bike with that seat. Yeah, that's what I'm looking. So, and there's also a tent on sale, an 8-person tent. So I might look at that because I'm supposed to get a tent for when we're doing the uncomfortable weekends, which I've never done. But I might do it in the backyard, and they're like, "No, don't go in the backyard. You have raccoons." I'm like, "So how am I going to learn how to camp if I can't camp in my own backyard?" So I might have to go to the parents' house to do it in their backyard. Crazy. Let me see here. My e-bike has to be easily mobile and transferable. Yeah, folding in half might be a good idea. Beach. Oh, it's a beach. I think the one that the one that I don't like. I think it's a beach cruiser. Don't get those bikes. You have all the work of pushing and riding that bike. There is no help. I was like, my legs were burning me. When my friend and I switched, she was like, "Nah, man, this bike can't work. It can't." And it looks like the one I just showed you. And I think it's a Schwinn too. It's supposed to be a good bike, but not the style of bike. Do not get that kind of bike. It says here rats, and I'm back to rats, are sensitive to light, bright light, sunlight, and even intense household lights can cause eye damage. Rat eyesight is poor. Their depth perception is not good either, making it hard for them to judge whether objects are close or far, which is why it keeps running into me. Okay, so I'm gonna get those traps because this rat's got to go. Morning, Whiteside. So that was happened there. The chickens. I have a clip coming out, probably today or tomorrow. I'm getting better at editing because I banged out those videos like the WIG. I banged out the herb garden. The only problem I'm having yet again is I put music on the background of my intro and outro. So those who saw it when I first released, there was music and now there's not. I keep getting emails from the platform of copyright claims when I have permission to use the music. I just can't be bothered. So either I have to change the site that I'm getting music from, or you have to like, I don't know, buy a track or something, but it's irritating. So I get the email. Usually I'm at work. I just have to mute the music. I don't even bother editing it out. I don't have time. I put enough effort into getting the video up to now have to go back and read. No. So I just mute the music and then you'll see just it's silent. That's why, because did I miss something? Oh, she's asking why Unbiased didn't go. Okay, you did. Oh, you didn't go to the thing there. Oh, I think because she's going to the other. She's doing the crawfish. That's probably why. So that's that. Laughing at these black cats, giving them chicken feet, and some will not eat them. They're not hungry. They're not hungry enough. Like they had good when they throw chicken drumsticks. 2 for grab drumstick. Yeah, they don't. These cats are divas. So I haven't seen any predators in the backyard lately. I actually that's not true. There's some animal that was digging up my front lawn. Either a skunk. Well, one day it was a skunk because the whole neighborhood was stinking. I don't know if you guys have smelled skunk, but let me tell you, the smell can go through closed windows, closed doors. It can go through the brick of your house. It stinks. You're in your sleeping, and you can literally taste that smelly, yucky, skunky smell in your dreams. It was disgusting. The lawn was dug up, and I'm seeing somebody using it as a toilet bowl under my cedar tree. So I sprayed it with ammonia and water to make it smell like, urine of an animal. And my pepper spray critter ritter, the trigger is jammed up and you can't unscrew the spray bottle and open it up. So I don't know how I'm going to get that product out, but this is ridiculous. And that's not cheap. So I sprayed the area with the ammonia. So hopefully it won't come back. Oddly enough, they keep coming, but nobody has found the chickens. So I guess they don't know that they're there. Digging up. And I know they like grubs. I think like the raccoons and skunks like grubs, from what I understand, Odom, but I don't think there's any grubs. There's nothing there, but they keep digging up the lawn. I fill it up with dirt, put grass seed down. My lawn has never looked nice. They keep ruining it, and I'm done. So I'm just gonna put a whole bag of grass seed down, some dirt, whatever takes, takes, whatever doesn't. I don't care anymore. I don't care. The back, same thing. I'm gonna put down a whole bunch of grass seed to fill it up a bit more. The video I'm gonna show you guys is like how it floods when it rains. So that's a short clip, but I'll probably put it up by Monday. Monday's the eclipse, by the way. And I have a short with a guilty chicken causing problems in the run, but that will be a short. Oh, you're at the Soul Family Expo. It's freezing here. How's it freezing, Miss Shirley OG? Well, it should be warm to you because you're from Ohio, so that they're cold to still feel warm to you. But I hope you're having a good time. I haven't watched any of the videos yet. I know some Hudson went live. Is she there? Hudson's there, right? And but I haven't really watched. I was doing the herb garden and other stuff, so I was worrying about that. This is why I keep these cats around. Have not seen any rodents except for their mouth. Oh, for in their mouths. Feral healthy cats are awesome. But cats dig up your garden too, and they start using your garden as a litter box, which is also annoying. So that's why. But I think at this point, good morning, Miss Bougie. At this point, the cats are better than not having the cats. I think it's better to have the cats. Yeah, you need cats. You need to balance. I don't want to rely on poison, which is really not good for the ecosystem. But right now, I'm going to put some poison down just so that I don't get things out of hand. Oh, I'm getting a pellet gun. I should ask about that now. I am getting a pellet gun. So I saw a pellet gun, an air. I don't know the difference. The people use these words, and to me, I'm like, what's the difference? But let me click on the other screen. It's an airsoft. They're called airsoft. Is it airsoft? No, air pistols. So I think it has some kind of CO2 cartridge or something or other. So the one that I liked that was like a Glock, it was on sale at Cabela's, and then when I went back the next day, it was not on sale anymore. I wonder if AI is tracking what I'm looking at because it was on sale and now it's not on sale. So the other one that's a decent price is a mini compact one called Umerix XBG .177 BB air pistol. I guess the .177 is the size of the pellets. So correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Caliber, barrel length 4 1/4. This is what it says. It says has a 19-shot drop-free metal magazine for quick reloading and is powered by a single 12-gram CO2 capsule. This lightweight compact BB pistol has fixed front and rear sights. So I guess that's whatchamacallit, iron sights, I guess you call them, and shoots in double action at 410 FPS. Velocity is 410 FPS. So that's feet per second, probably, right? I'm just going by common sense. Then they have one that's like a Sig Sauer air pistol, which I think would give me the same. I'm not looking at the chat yet, guys. I'm looking at my other screen, so just give me a second if I'm missing something. I think it's gonna give me the same, like the firearm itself will give me this hopefully the same weight and feel of an actual firearm, so that I can get that muscle memory. Because I'm not allowed to have a pistol over here. We're not allowed to have a pistol. Hey, Cece, good morning. Hold on, let's see what I missed. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a pellet gun and I'm gonna sit there sometimes when I'm, watering and just have it on my hip and just plam plam. Skunk smells goes through your vents, so it's so stinky. Have them skunks and raccoons to go around here, and them skunks smell up the whole block when they spray it. Yep, they smell up the whole block. You can smell them at least like 4 streets over. It's absolutely disgusting. That's why don't let them spray your car. Don't let them. You're gonna be suffering for weeks. Okay, not airsoft. Okay, yeah, you're right. Not airsoft is those spongy things. So the one I'm looking at is B. It says BB. Okay, so that's the difference. Don't get airsoft. Those are those spongy targets, I think. And then they have on the Cabela site over here, they have rifles, but I'll be allowed to have a real rifle once I get my the license all finalized. Um they have a Smith and Wesson rifle. Is that a real rifle though? No, that's a real one. And they have a Mossberg pump action, which is what I want. I want the Mossberg 12 gauge pump action shotgun. So that's I'm just looking at the description here. That would probably be good for hunting, right? Get some turkeys. Okay, back to the chat. So I will use your 22 to shoot rats. Oh gosh. Oh, so Odom is at the yeah, I think I saw you. Well, you mentioned it that you're at the soil family. Oh, you got trees? Oh Lord, you got some more fig trees, Odom? Armadillos are getting bad here in Tennessee now. I saw somebody talking about armadillos the other day, funny enough, and they said they haven't seen them in years. Was it? No, it was I think it was African Dreaming that he used to see them a lot as a child, but now not so much. I don't know if the population went down, but between that and moles, that's probably annoying. No problem. I'm biased. You're working and listening. I know how that goes. You just gotta do what you gotta do, right? I can imagine the trees you got. And I know I saw Jegs on someone's picture, so I know he's there. He was there late though, but he's there now. I have one of those tear gas and pepper sprays in in the balls. Oh, they have that? I never knew they had that. I had the Mossberg. Yeah, I know Fifi has a Mossberg. Somebody else. A lot of the ladies that I've when I first got on YouTube and I got into the like listening about the two-way stuff. Yeah. Urban, you don't want to use real firearm. No, I can't. I'm in Canada anyway, so I can't use firearm, a real one, allegedly. But, you know, I can have one. Over here, as I mentioned last week, whoops, hold on. Yes, Mexican cream guava, Barbados cherry. What? That sounds like a dessert. And gold nugget loquat. You guys are lucky because you guys. Oh, you heard your name in the bushes? Yeah, we're talking about the Mossberg 12 gauge shotgun pump action. So I said, I know you have one, and a lot of the ladies I've been watching, I know they have a Mossberg. Most of the ladies I've seen that they have a shotgun, they do have a Mossberg. A lot of people lately have been talking about the bolt action ones. I don't mind it, but because I only took the class and I haven't really been doing any training, so that's really the truth. The goal is this spring to get to the range and start practicing with firearms. But the problem is that if I can't own a handgun legally. I have to go and rent one to practice so that you don't get that muscle memory. So if a pellet gun has the same feel, like if the Glock BB gun and the real Glock have the same feel, at least I can gain that muscle memory. So I'll get a pellet gun just for that, even though, but you know, it's the home invasions over here are getting really bad. And it's really not even home invasions, it's auto thefts. But I'll tell you that story in a second. But no, I won't use it near my neighbors. It's too close. But I'll use a pellet gun because behind me there's nothing but the train. So if I hit the train, allegedly, I don't think anything's gonna happen. But I will and my backyard goes up. So if I fire from the lowest level, it's gonna go into the land. It's not gonna go up the hill and So that's the only thing that works on my advantage. But anybody else who's on a flat, no, they won't be able to do that, even with a pellet gun. So I'm gonna I've been saying that, but I'm gonna. Oh, you got an AR? I think Bougie has an A. I know she called her Black Beauty. She's got one. Don't ask me which one. Doesn't matter anyways, but she has one. Okay, so yeah, this week alone, there was two, because I follow on Instagram a Canadian firearm advocacy group, and they try to fight for firearm rights because they banned pretty much everything over here. And they had a couple of clips on the news of robberies. So I'm sure you guys, if you haven't heard, in Canada, I think it was Toronto News, the advice that was given to people was to leave your keys at the front door. So when the robbers come, they can just take the keys and get their car and leave. They won't like go into the house and start, you know, threatening people and, whatever. And they asked people to leave the keys. Good morning, David. Good morning, G Mama. They asked people not to put your keys in that protective thing that stops them from scanning it or whatever, RDI, whatever they call it. So they're basically saying, put out the cookies and the milk like it's Santa Claus, pretty much, and leave it right there in the front door in the platter for them so they can just go and take it and leave in peace. Because they have firearms and they're dangerous. So you banned firearms. You're changing laws to prevent legal firearm owners from having firearms. You banned handguns because the crime is so high. But now you're telling us to leave our valuables at the front door so that the robbers don't have to go through so much work to take our items because they're dangerous and they're armed and dangerous. So the banning of everything that you've banned worked for whom? Civilians or criminals? Because now they still have their firearms regardless, and we sitting here like sitting ducks. Literally. So this 3 things happened this week. One man had an incident and they came into the house demanding the keys for the car. Took the car. Nobody can help the man. He didn't want to be on camera. I guess he's afraid. I don't know why. Because they don't know where you live. They don't know, they already know that robbers already done know. So they took the keys. Another gentleman had his car stolen. I don't know how it was stolen. I think from his driveway. He had an air tag in the car, tracked the car to a shipping yard. The police went to the shipping yard, could not do anything because the shipping yard has its own police. The railway system has their own police. So now you have to go through their division. So the bureaucracy prevented him from doing anything. Then it was on a ship. Then the signal was gone. And the cars are now in Dubai. So there are a lot of cars in Dubai. Then there was a bust and they caught some of the shipping and the cars are in Dubai and the VIN numbers are the same or sometimes they change the VIN numbers. Yeah, exactly, Bougie. They're not for law by. Then the third incident, I'm thinking this is getting out of hand. Toronto as well. The man did not, I guess he's in a wealthy, affluent area. They came into his house. He has a 16-month-old baby, demanding the keys, and they're saying, give us the keys, we have a gun. So this man, I don't know where he's from. He must be from a war-torn country because that man was just like, you're going to have to come more with, I have a gun for him to get scared kind of man. Like he wasn't like, he's not from Canada. He's from somewhere else where he had to live a rough life and came here and he has those street smart skills. He's like, well, nobody showed me a gun. So if I don't see a gun, I'm not getting myself all worked up for this imaginary gun. He's like, no. And he's worrying about his child. I'm like, this man, he did everything that the police said not to do, but he's still here to talk the tale. And yes, leave the keys at the front door with some, well, they didn't say milk and cookie, but I'm saying milk and cookies. You might as well give them a plate of food too. Pack some Rubbermaid container and give to them. This it's on the news. If you look it up, you'll find it. I'm not lying. This is what people are doing. And he said no. So I don't know what happened. He goes, get out my house. Some kerfuffle happened, and they actually did leave. So I guess he had the upper hand. I guess he read the play. He knew that they didn't have nothing. I don't know what signaled to him that they were just talking and not the real deal, but he and his neighbors now have hired private security to patrol the area. That's expensive. Who has time and money for that? And if not most people, maybe they do because they're from an affluent area, but most people don't have time for that. So a lot of people are afraid to have even nice things. And a lot of these people did have a club. They were told by their insurance, like my friend, to get a club, to get this, to get that, to make it harder. Otherwise, they're not going to cover you. Yeah. Oh, okay. I skipped the comment, but yeah, I think you had to open a second channel for that type of content just to protect your main channel from any issues. Um, yeah, and then that way you don't mess with your main channel. Start a separate channel for that stuff. Um, because yeah, it asks you when you're uploading it about that. Fire, and then it puts it in a different category. Yeah, leave the key. I can't make this stuff up. That's crazy, Urban. Not in Texas. I take one of my small 9 millimeters with me every time I go trail walking, hiking, or when I'm out, and especially in the city, folks are crazy now. Oh, they're crazy. So they have to pay for security. My friend, who's in this neighborhood, my other friend, her car was robbed from her driveway, and it was only like this was a Honda CRV. I know Hondas are popular in other countries, so Hondas are usually like, and Acuras are usually top on the list. But the other people I'm mentioning in the news were like Rolls Royces and Porsche, like high end luxury cars, which is probably why they're ending up in Dubai. So yeah, there's a market over there, and the AirTag flagged it. The guy hired a private PI to go take a picture of the VIN number. So, good morning, planter. So something's going on over there. But hey, Sam, good morning. That's what's going on over here. So people are afraid to have. So one guy I saw at the Canadian Tire. I was with my friend. She was buying the club because she didn't want to drive to go get it because in the same week her handle of her driver's side was tampered with because there's some kind of way to censor or something in the handle now, and a punch code that you can get in the car. I don't know, some new fancy stuff, and it was tampered with in the same week. So now her car's in the garage because it was tampered with at a store and then on her driveway. So that made her feel very uneasy that like they're coming to your house. So she parks in the garage now. She has a club, and she's basically like, "This, what's the point of having a vehicle if you can't even enjoy it?" Exactly. So some people were saying at the Canadian Tire that they might just get rid of the car. One guy got his Land Rover stolen. He got it back almost a year later. It took months, got it back, and then it got robbed again. So there's really no point, and there's no protection, and it's costing you a lot of money with insurance, claims, and police, and not having a car and having to get a rent. It's a lot of money and time for you to not have your item. I don't think it's even worth it, to be honest. She's like, nah, she might get rid of her. Yeah, you're afraid to have nice things because it's just people keep robbing you, and just taking your stuff. So that's what's happening over here. It's excessive. I know in Vancouver or one of the other provinces, there's been a couple of shootings in broad daylight. So you're banning firearms, you're banning this, and it's happening in the US as well, because I know you guys are fighting in different states for your 2A rights. They're banning X, Y, and Z to stop crime, but it doesn't stop criminals from getting these firearms and committing crimes. So you haven't stopped the actual problem. And over here, a main issue is that when people get arrested, they get out on bail so quickly, even if they're repeat offenders. It doesn't make sense. So the system is flawed, and the prime minister has done these things, and he's stopping the firearms. We need to stop gun violence. The one thing I learned since I've been in this space, it's not the firearms that are the problem; it's the people. And if there's smuggling going on, then you need to deal with the smuggling, the border control, police presence, investigations, finding out where these illegal drugs and firearms are coming into the country. Having licensed people is not going to raise crime levels. Licensed firearm owners don't increase crime. I think it makes things better because we don't want to lose our license. We are law-abiding citizens, but you're treating us as if we're criminals, and the criminals are not even getting caught. And when they do, they get out so fast. What's the point? So that's a major, major problem. And then they're classifying firearms as I don't know the wording, but like war, like grade weapons. It's not needed for hunting. And then those same firearms, they hired foreign hunters to come here and hunt deer with those same firearms that are not for hunting. They are for quote unquote weapons of mass destruction. I don't know what's going on, but there's definitely something going on. I'll leave it at that. A club only delays. Yes, exactly. It only delays a thief. They'll just cut it. They'll cut it, and that's what it's not. It doesn't work. It delays them. Maybe you'll get a chance to get some footage, or camera, or whatever, or your alarm will go off, but doesn't do much. But the insurance companies are demanding at least something so that you're not letting them walk away with it, because the insurance claims are going up, and the people who have these luxury vehicles, it costs a lot to replace them. Yeah, my sister wants a Tesla. I was like, no, don't get no electric vehicle. It's the it's the man trying to control you. But she might get one, or she might get a hybrid. They just have a 3% theft rate, the lowest of any vehicle. That's true, but I wonder if it's also people not really associating a Tesla with that luxury. I don't know, but a lot of people do have Teslas over here. I don't know if they're leasing them, renting them, or if they own them. But the infrastructure is here for Teslas. I do see a lot of charging areas, but I just don't want. I don't know. I don't know if it's their. I gotta see more about the Teslas, their track record and how long they last. And I don't think they have an SUV. I like more of a sturdier vehicle, but we'll see. Unarmed people are subjects, not citizens. Well, it depends how you look at it, but I get your point. So I went somewhere because we had to clean the unit, the vacant unit now, which is another story, but I won't go there. I've recorded it, but my business partner's like, don't put it up on the internet because I'm putting on YouTube. Nope, don't do it just yet. So it was left. People are nasty. But anyways, we went there. We slept over on the downstairs unit that is cleaned. And I came and I brought my axe. And she said, what are you coming with axe for? I said, this is not my house. I don't know like the surroundings. My reaction time is not going to be the usual. This is a whole foreign place. I came with my axe and I had it right next to me while I'm sleeping, and she thinks it's a joke. And I'm like, so I'm like, yeah, this is how we rolling. This is how we rolling. I took it out my car because she drove, and I had an axe. This is what we're doing. I'm not going nowhere without something, because by the time I figure out what's happening, by the time we call the popo, no. But why do you have an axe? I'll just say I had to chop wood. Got to start fires. You got to clean the yard. You need to chop wood and trees down. So, what do you want me to tell you? I need an axe. I got to chop stuff. Tell her to get the Tesla. They that are luxury vehicles. Oh, they are luxury vehicles. She will love it. They have an SUV and everything else. Okay. She's been shopping around for a vehicle for several months, to the point now she's borrowing someone's car because the cars, the car market, I don't know if it's over there too, but over here it's crazy. Used cars are so expensive that you're better off getting a new vehicle. The interest rates are ridiculous. Then when you order a new car, you have to wait weeks, sometimes months for it to even come in because the supply is not enough. It's crazy. They tell you to get a hybrid or electric, but here you're charged 200 more for tags on electric, 100 on hybrids. I have a hybrid. What? So either way, they're getting their money. I don't know what I'm telling you. Like, we gotta tell people the truth because there's all these other stuff going on. Like, it may be a good vehicle to get, but then when you start adding up the infrastructure that they're charging you for, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And I don't like the idea of a kill switch. Oh, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Because she does know things will happen anytime soon. I'm like, that may be true. Monday's the eclipse, right? So I know Niagara, that's where it's big over here, a clear view of it. And they put a state of emergency before the event, which I know a lot of people online are talking about and laughing at. But I think what they're saying is, let me clear my 1 second. I think I'm getting. Okay, thanks. What they're saying is, hold on, let me see. Yes, it's a ripoff. I'm trading in my car soon. Yeah, interest rates are horrible. I'm telling you, they're horrible. Oh, you got a government hurting, but they are now offering good discounts. Okay, but the rates are horrible. Never mind the mortgage rates. Horrible. So the Niagara called a state of emergency, which kind of sounds ridiculous, but it's kind of not. What they're ultimately saying, without really saying it, is that we do not have the infrastructure or support to handle this excessive influx of people. And from what I saw on the news here, I saw a quick, like a 1 minute clip. Even for instance, like gasoline, there's a certain schedule for them to refill the stations and all kind of stuff. So they are foreseeing running out of gas, maybe running out of essentials if there's such a huge influx of people that are probably been there since Thursday and are, Airbnbs, like everything's just excessive. Good morning, she said. Excessive. They don't have the infrastructure for that at all. So they're letting you know up front, not enough police, not enough fire brigade, not enough supplies, not enough blah blah blah. I'm sure certain hotels and places stocked up on supplies for the influx of guests, but in terms of the other stuff, probably not. Even probably the bus routes have to be increased to cover because most people, when they get into a certain spot, you're taking the bus and Ubering around. It's just easier to get around without cluttering the streets with vehicles. But then again, people are going to drive around. People who are tourists are going to be driving around, clogging up the roadways. So they don't have what it takes to handle the infrastructure. So they're letting you know, state of emergency, but they're letting you know that you're on your own. If something goes left, you're kind of on your own because they don't have the infrastructure to handle this huge influx of people to see this solar eclipse or lunar, whatever it's called, the eclipse. So a lot of people have been told to fill, like my tank is full, but I'm not even over there, but you never know. They might divert from one town to go to over there because they don't have enough, just so that people can get what they need to get home. I work at a place that makes axles for electric cargo vans for GM, and they're not selling anything. I think we have electric vehicles at work too. Some of them have the I don't know if it's Mercedes. those cargo vans. They did an emergency thing down here too because allegedly something could happen since it's gonna pass over the New Madrid fault. I don't know what's going on. The forecast this summer is that gas is going up along with diesel. Well, that's for sure here because also they're bringing in that carbon tax. They're increasing the carbon tax. So their forecast is not really a forecast. It's actually a plan. It's an intentional thing that they've planned over here to raise gas prices. And I talked to somebody on the phone the other day, and they were saying it's probably going to go up for us even a dollar or more a liter because we go by liters, not by gallons, which is already probably more expensive when you start to convert it to your all rates. We're paying more. And then plus the delivery charges. So what I'm finding, I work from home, been working from home since 2020 as a result of the pandemic, and I don't have to drive back and forth to work, which has been a savings. But that savings has disappeared. I don't even know, maybe since 2022. It's not as impactful. The prices have gone up. The food has gone up. So like the savings that you're getting, if you're saving in one aspect, you're spending more in another, and therefore it's null and void. You're not getting any extra money. They don't want you, who's they? You know who they is. Don't want you to have any extra. They don't want you to buy a hamburger with fries and a drink combo. They don't want you to have a new cell phone. They don't want you to have they don't want you to have nothing. I'm telling you. You're looking at your money. You're getting a raise here and there, which does not keep up with inflation. But you know how to make your money stretch. You know how to make your money work. You know you're from the old school. You know how to make a dollar out of 10 cents. But even with all that fandangling, there's not much left. I'm telling you. Never mind people who have children and have to pay like school activities, summer camps. Most parents right now, I'm hearing them talking about like summer camps and registration for camps and summer programming. Like all of this stuff costs money. And some of these camps, you got to pack them a lot. Like all of these things, you add them up. It's very expensive. It's not easy. People have to be fandangling. People are driving places and have to plan their route to do as much things on that route as possible because you have to account for your gas. Keep your tank full. I try to. I've been kind of slack, but I did fill it up the other day. But I'm going to fill up a gas can. I have 2 gas cans for emergencies, and I need to make sure that they're filled up. And I'm going to fill up my gas tank can for the lawnmower and the outdoor tools. Gas goes up every year around Memorial Day and goes down. Oh, always, always. We know that and every long weekend here, the gas goes up usually on a Friday. So you got to fill up your tank by a Wednesday every long weekend. So right now we have May 2-4, which is around your Memorial Day as well. So May, Canada Days in July. Then we have Labor Day, September. August, we have a civic holiday. And September is Labor Day. And October is our Thanksgiving. So you can track the routine. You watch how the gas is going to go up. Every time it's a long weekend to go out and drive, it goes up. But all the drive shafts we make for Toyota and Nissan is selling out. My elbow, sorry. Ooh, that hurts. It's still flaring up on me. Maybe they want people afraid so that road's relatively clear for them to bus in more people from down south. Who knows? Lord, I know y'all are having a hard time with the migrants thingies issues, but I don't know. It's just I don't want to say too much, but greetings, Howie. Earth Day, April 22nd. Yes, I know you're having a live that day, so we are 2 weeks Monday. We are anticipating that. I went to the grocery store and couldn't believe how expensive groceries are. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I don't know about you. I was never one to waste food because that's how we were raised anyways. But really, truly, the food, nah, waste, nothing waste now. And anything that would waste is chicken feed. And that means I cut back on their feed and feed them the other stuff. The food nah waste. That's how expensive it is. Um, I have to literally. I've always been a couponer kind of thingy, not excessively, but you have to watch your pennies. You got to check your weekly shopping, what you're buying in bulk. It's really difficult, and they're not making it any easier. My Tesla only costs $20,000 at the supercharger station. Oh, sorry, $20, 20,000. I thought it was a comma. At the supercharger station at full range of 341 miles. Very cheap to charge when not charging it at home. Free, my BMW costs 90 to $100 to fill up. Yes, that is. They are. I know the fill up is very cheap because I know somebody who has a Tesla, and I think he had it for about 2 seasons, and he works far from where he lives, and he gave us the rate per. I think it's. I don't know how they do the rates, but is it per kilowatt or per something? I don't know how they measure it. It was not that much to fill up his car, and he can drive so many kilometers on a charge. So literally, I think once a week he can do it and go to and from work, and he's good. The only thing with Tesla is the upfront costs. It's the upfront cost for the vehicle is more than what most people are used to paying, but then you pay cheaper, quote unquote, refills. But when you do the math, and the math would be different for everybody. You have to do the math yourself. What are you saving in the long run? For some people, when they do the math, it might be cheaper to get a gas, cheaper vehicle, yet it costs more to fill. When they calculate how much it's going to take to, balance out the cost of a Tesla versus the gas vehicle, they might calculate, you know what, 3 years is the same. Am I going to keep the car for more than 3 years? Yes or no? I don't know. They do the math and calculate it for themselves. I don't drive that far, so for me, gas is expensive, yes, but it doesn't hit me as hard as somebody who has to drive some distances. But that may change. So I'll be looking into something else at that point, but they're not making it affordable. They're not. We've looked at every aspect of living. Cell phones are through the roof. Internet prices over here are ridiculous. I had to call my provider because I don't know how they say I owe them money and the monthly fee went up. I'm like, they give you a plan and all of a sudden they say, oh, the plan price changed. Don't tell you, and they start to charge you $20 more. That adds up for the year. $20 a month adds up for the year. You got to be watching every utility cell phone. I'm like, hold on, how you raise the prices and don't? No. I call everybody. You need to lower my price. I can't afford that. Well, I go. You need to lower the price. Get me someone who's going to give me what I need and what I want. Well, ma'am, get your manager. I ain't paying that. Because I know some small child in a third world country is providing the tools for this company to operate, and you're charging me an arm and a leg. No, thanks. Mm-mm. Well, you can't say that, man. Yes, I can. Get me somebody else. It's so expensive. I had a service provider come to the house. They come around the neighborhood several times, and they're like, oh, this area is high risk for robberies. You need a camera, and trying to upsell into the cameras and security and window sensors and blah, blah, blah. And then you say you don't want it. So then obviously your name goes on some kind of list. I bet you the robbers work for these companies and say, oh, she don't have that. She don't have this. Okay, let's go to her house. But I don't have nothing for you to steal anyway. So there's nothing here. They still want some cans of beans and a bag of rice. I don't keep nothing here. Really. I don't. So there's no point of you coming here. You're not going to find anything. So that's probably why they don't bother come here. Unless you want 6 chickens and they need to be fed. So that's not going to help you. But it's getting very expensive. It's ridiculous. My Tesla was actually cheaper to buy than gas. BMW. So if you're buying a luxury car, the price is actually similar or cheaper compared to BMWs. Mercedes have had both, not counting maintenance. I know someone had a BMW and that maintenance was ridiculous. For one headlight was ridiculous. And they made it that you couldn't go and change it yourself. These people are very wicked. Absolutely wicked. I can change a headlight for myself. I can do, the rear lights. I know how to change the bulbs. If you don't know, you go on YouTube, you figure out the vehicle. The newer vehicles are making it harder for you to go in because you have to move the engine sometimes just to access the light. I don't have to go to a mechanic to change my bulbs. That should be something I could do by myself. But they're making it very difficult. I know here in the winter, I saw a lot of electric cars on the side of the road because they couldn't hold a charge. That's what I'm worrying about because you don't know I'm in a cold climate. I'm in the city, but still, if they can't hold a charge, what's the point? And I don't need to be out in the cold, literally, because my car can't operate. Keeping my tanks of gas cans is so hard on my pocket. I'm telling you, it's expensive. Then the day-to-day living is crazy. Trying to get and stay stocked up causes me a lot of. Yep, I'm doing a lot of clearance shopping. I even have things in my house that when I looked at the expiry date, it done expire. I have I had bought like a protein, not really protein, but it's like a greens mix that you're supposed to add to your smoothies. And it was a special for 2 bags. I just finished the first bag and it's been at least a year or two because I don't have a smoothie every day. It's like, as I need to. The new bag I just opened says expired March of 2023. It's March of 2020. Well, it's April now of 2024. I'm eating that bag of protein powder mix. I ain't throwing that out. I don't see no bugs in it. The bag was sealed all this time, and it's going in my smoothies. And if there's bugs in it, oh well. I guess I drank a bug. I'm not throwing nothing out unless it's actually bad. If it's not bad, I'm using it. I can't afford to be throwing out money down the drain because I can't use things fast. Even my tea bags, I have a case of green tea bags. It says on the box, expired. I think it expired March of 2024. It's now. Am I going to throw out a whole box of green tea that's individually packed? No. How can tea bags go bad? Maybe they're not as fresh, but I'm drinking it right now. When you buy things, and this is the downfall, because most of us who are prepping, we're buying things in bulk or large quantities. It's hard to consume all of those things unless you have a big family. It's just me. So I'm not going through all those things fast enough. I'm not going to just start eating and drinking all this stuff faster to consume them. That doesn't make sense either. So there's possibilities that you're buying things that are going to expire. Now, I always choose the furthest away expiry date, if at all possible. But if truth be told, most of the things in my house are expired because I'm not throwing it out. There's nothing wrong with the item, especially when it's full of sodium half the time. You don't know that's not going to go bad, but that's what it's come to. Some people are like, no, expire, they throw it out. To each your own. I guess you have money to burn. I don't have money to burn. Yeah, you have to rotate, but even with rotating, I can't get through some things fast enough. Now, if it's a bag of chips, that's not going to last here very long. I'm telling you right now. But a bag of rice, I don't eat rice that often. Once a week I'll do a big cook up, and after that runs out, I'm fine with a salad and like a protein. I don't eat that much rice. Tastes best, but that's I'm just telling you how it is over here. So I haven't had an issue with things really being bad. There's a couple of things that I got from, I told you, my parents' garage because it was there too long. Like they had some kind of kidney beans or something, and there's weebles in it. But I cooked that for the chickens. I don't eat that for myself. But if I was really hungry and had nothing to eat, I would sift out those bug bodies and do what you got to do. But it hasn't come. It hasn't come to that. But it's not being wasted. We've had rice. Let me just keep up with the chat. I will use it. Yeah, Best Buy, recommended by, like, if the thing ain't bad, it ain't bad. No, chips don't last over here, neither do cookies. Ice cream would probably last because I don't really like ice cream anymore that much. I like it occasionally, but I don't eat it like people have to have a carton of ice cream. Not really. 1 second here. So he's saying the Odom lithium batteries hold a charge. They don't deplete. In winter weather, you have to keep your EV charge above a certain rate, and the onboard AI will tell you this human error. Oh, It tells you it's your fault. Rude. Rice is a dirty carb, and I leave it in the fridge. Yeah, I remember you're talking about that. I do eat rice, don't get me wrong, but I just don't eat a lot of it. I don't feel for it. Not that and I know people put it in the fridge to kind of it does something in the fridge to I don't know what it does. Convert something to something. Don't ask me. And it makes it less something, less carbs in your system, so maybe less sugar. Oops, I have to. Okay, no problem. But and then the rice that I buy, I do have white rice, but most of the rice that I buy, I don't do white rice. I haven't done it in years, so it's kind of hard to eat from people because most people use white rice. I use brown basmati rice. I use the brown, wild rice. I have brown parboiled rice. Like I use most of those things. Quinoa. I'm trying to get some teff and some other wild grains from that are not as glycemic. I do like jasmine rice, but when you go out to restaurants, everything you get is white, white, white. Like I don't really eat that. Jamaican restaurants, same thing with white rice. If you want rice and peas, it's white. It's I'm like, So it's not really what I want to be eating. So that's why I don't really eat out. I don't really eat from people because they put sugar and salt and all kind of something in their food. And it's just like I don't need to eat that anymore. I may go grow some one of these. Oh, you're gonna grow rice? I I don't if you grow the rice, let us know. Because me not growing no rice over here. I can barely keep up with the cabbages and the indoor stuff. Morning, Nikki. So that's what I eat and that's what I buy. And I know at one point there's been a couple of times where the rice went, I guess it's called rancid because it has a smell to it. Even with the bay leaf and all the stuff that you put in the bucket, it has gone rancidy. But I've used it and it was fine. Mind you, I don't know what everybody else does, but we wash our rice over here. I don't know what you guys do over there, but we wash our rice and we wash it several times. You get that stuff off of it. Because it was rancid, I did wash it like I wash meat with a little lemon or lime, and I washed it thoroughly. When I cooked it, there was nothing wrong with the rice. You couldn't taste nothing. Couldn't taste nothing. So I guess whatever the oils or whatever is it's on the rice. So if you wash the rice, it's gonna come off anyways. But I did put a little extra in the washing to make sure that it came off. But I don't know why people are throwing out rice. If you wash it thoroughly, it's fine. Over here, we wash it and then fry it before. Oh, you fry your rice? I never tried that method. I kind of tried it when I made pumpkin rice. You kind of cook the rice with the seasonings and stuff dry, and then you add your liquid. So I kind of did. I know what you mean. Like, yeah, you saute it up to get the flavors in there. Good morning, Tamika. But yeah, some people don't. I remember one time I went to a restaurant when my mom was still around, and they made rice, and she had the rice before we ate the rice. I think I was eating the salad first, and she was like, make a face, and she goes, "Them to wash the rice. The wash about the rice. Them to wash." So then when we had the rice, we're like, "Yeah, you could taste it. They didn't wash the rice." So yeah, we didn't eat the rice. And then they're like, "Why? Like you didn't wash the rice? You can taste it. Tasted dirty." So I guess everybody doesn't wash the rice, but yeah, it yeah, I'll talk about the rice in 1 second. Hey, Darren. Yes, my friend's mom said that it removes it removes the starch, it removes the dirt because rice and sugar are harvested in fields with people. I don't know if they're wearing shoes half the time. I know back in the day, my friend who was in Trinidad said that people used to pee in the sugarcane fields. Like stuff is going on in the farms, and you can't wash sugar, so good luck with that. But you can wash the rice. Good luck. You can't really wash oatmeal, so I don't know how that's gonna work. And ground cornmeal, good luck with that. So I don't really, not really buying no more cornmeal. I'll grind it myself because you hear stories, but it washes off the starch. I was reading something and I mentioned it a while ago about rice that it starts to form a mold. So you must cook rice fresh every day. But then somebody else did a little bit more digging and said it's kind of true, but if you put it in the fridge, it slows the process down. But you can't cook rice on Sunday and have it in the fridge and eating rice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and just heating up the same rice. Some kind of invisible mold or some kind of thing forms on the rice, and it could cause you sicknesses, but it's a slow process. So you're not going to pinpoint it to the rice. In terms of day old rice, when they put the rice in the fridge, is what Howie was saying as well. It does something. It changes. I don't know. You got to look it up, but it's less starchy, and the carbohydrates are not as strong. It does something. So when you eat the rice, it doesn't just go right into sugar. You got to look it up. I'm not explaining it good at all, but it does something. So they usually have day old rice. They cook it, the night before, and then the next day you're eating that rice. It does. It's even the pasta in Italy. They say to use the pasta that's made in Italy because they do something with the grain and the pasta, and it breaks it down a little more, and it doesn't cause the digestive issues like the gluten and all the different stuff. It does something to it. And then obviously day old rice is better for fried rice anyways, because fresh rice doesn't have that doesn't fry as good. But that's why there's a reason. And sometimes people do things that doesn't make any sense, but they just know, and it's just a known cultural thing. But nobody really cares about the science because who cares? They know it works. I've been seeing, I see people breeding and harvesting eels and rice. They do all kind of something in there. I don't. Ugh. Yeah, we fry it while it's still hard. Like, so when I make pumpkin rice, Jamaican style pumpkin rice, I saute the pumpkin and the seasonings and the onions, whatever I want to put there, shallots, and I put the rice in there as well, and I cook it down dry, and it just does something with the flavor. And then I add the liquid and any coconut and then it cooks with the pumpkin and then the other stuff. But you kind of saute with it with the pumpkins raw, and it makes it taste nicer. It makes the rice taste nicer. So that's what we do. And it does. The pumpkin rice, it tasted nice. And then they have like a another rice that we make. I forgot what it's called. You make it with saltfish. Seasoned rice. They call it seasoned rice. Same thing. It makes it taste nice. But it depends on the rice because every rice is different. So I find that when I use different rice, I get different results. So that's what I do. And I use the instant pot now because I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. I love mixing my whole grain rice with my jasmine rice. I had some last night. I had to mix sometimes when I run out of something, but yeah, I bought some rice 2 days ago. I put the leftovers in the fridge. I guess yeah, you can eat it today. There's a certain limit. I didn't get an answer because some people don't agree with the lady who was talking that there's no mold, but there must be some reason because she did say that in Japan, at some point in history, they were having a lot of heart issues, heart disease, and they linked it to the rice because there's some kind of mold or something that forms. And a lot of people, even with peanut butter, same thing. Peanuts, the way they're stored, it can get moldy in storage, those big vats they have. So a lot of the allergies that we have, they're saying it's probably linked to the mold and the way things are stored more so than really the peanuts itself. So yeah, mold spores, and you don't see them. So obviously the fridge in those days there wasn't really refrigeration as heavy as now. So maybe putting in the fridge does help, but there's something to be said with cooking things more fresh. Like you don't have it sitting there and like I would batch cook and have things in the fridge and you're eating it still on Friday or whatever, you're mixing and matching a new protein, but the right like but that's not really no. They say don't do that anymore. Cook your rice fresh, use it within 24 to 48 hours, and then if you want more rice, you cook some more rice. That's not going to work with rice and peas. I'm not cooking that more than once a week. So that's a once a week, once every 2 weeks kind of thing. If I have extra, then I just put it in the freezer. I'm not leaving it in the fridge. I'll just put it in the freezer. And then when I want it again, you take it out. But that's what I'm doing. Oh, yeah. And I got into shallots because of my uncle. He got me into shallots, and I'm like, this tastes good. So I love I grew some, but they're all gone. So I'm going to buy some more starts from the store, which I should buy today. Onions and shallots, so I can plant them and intercrop them. But shallots have a nice milder flavor. If you like green onions, you'll definitely like shallots. If you like leeks, you'll like shallots. Give it a try. It's really it enhances the flavor. Sometimes you want a scrambled egg, but you don't want onion, you want like a shallot instead. You get that flavor, but it's not so potent. So I like it. Yeah, 12 hours because of mold spores. So just yeah, let me see here. I know Bougie's up. Urban answered for me. Yeah, it was okay, yeah. So I answered it. Okay. But yeah, that's what we do. And it tastes good. I'm actually gonna make some pumpkin rice because I have a piece of pumpkin in the kitchen. I juiced some of it. It was like a squash, but I didn't like it. Not because I didn't like it. The pulp was still was not dry. So that means I'm just wasting the squash. I shouldn't have bothered juiced it. So I gave the chickens the pulp. They gobbled that up. So that means basically I'm not gonna waste my time juicing squash. I can juice pumpkin and sweet potato, yes, but the squash, you're not really getting all the nutrients out. So I have like a half left. I could make some pumpkin rice with that, or I could just roast it and then make some soup. We'll see. I need to check my temperature. What someone's having flashes. So today I'm gonna go run some errands. I'm gonna pick up the stuff at that store, the plastic greenhouse to cover the outdoor raised bed. The run is a soggy mess. It's kind of drying out, but I keep putting straw down. The rain is not. I don't want to complain, but when you don't have a well draining backyard, it's really difficult. And the chickens and the rats and the mice, it's just getting out of hand. The birds are looking to make their nest, and they're looking at my. I see them give me eyes at the back. The robins are looking at me. I think, don't come over here because there's no room over here. So go in the trees around the side, but don't come in my yard. They keep coming in. I want to build in the shed and stuff. So they have to go because I don't want outside birds on the property because with all these fear of flus and diseases, I just don't want them on the property. I know they're going to be there picking bugs and stuff. I don't mind that, but in terms of yeah, you can't live here. The I bought the baking soda from the feed store, the 50-pound bag. It's still in my trunk. So I'm going to wash the buckets. I got the buckets as well this week from the cash and carry. And then once they're dry, I'm going to pour that in there. I'm going to make my own laundry soap. I saw a recipe for baking soda, washing soda, salt, essential oils, and something else. I can't remember, but I saw on Instagram some natural. So I'm going to give that a try. I use baking soda, and I think it may be borax, and it does help with the laundry. I've known that for years. I put borax or baking soda, OxyClean, but baking soda is cheaper, and you just use that for your laundry. I'm kind of coming off of laundry soap because I find that's irritating. It is irritating. One lady was next to me yesterday, was sitting down, and all I could smell on her was Gain. Like it was like she drenched. For me to smell so much fabric softener, or maybe it was a soap, she must be pouring a lot of soap in her laundry. I'm like, it was irritating my nose. Not her fault, but it's just we put so much product in the clothes. I guess because we want to smell clean, but you can smell clean without being so perfumey. It was irritating me. Hey, growing what I eat. Oh, you're in the bushes. I haven't seen you in a while, but I think you've been around. But it was too. It's too. I find it too strong. I find it bothering my skin, and it didn't bother me before. But I guess things change. Maybe the chemicals that were in that are stronger than before. I can't use that stuff. I don't use occasionally I'll put some of those beads in the washing machine. Like I won't even put what they tell you to put. I'll put like 4 or 5 beads, literally, not a cap full. I can't take it. Just to make the clothes smell nice, like towels and stuff, especially for guests, the sheets for them to smell nice. But I don't use a lot of that stuff. I cannot tolerate it. It irritates my nose, my skin. I don't know about you all, but Yeah, I have lavender out right now. It's there. It's been there for 5 years. It's doing well. I've never used it to make a tincture or make oil. I will be using that this year. I won't make my own laundry soap. Oh, I think you said I want to make my own laundry soap, but put lavender. Yes, lavender. That's what I'm gonna do. And even I think that's why I'm going calendula because I can calendula, so I could put that in there. But I'm not putting that on my skin anymore. I'm trying to find a better dish soap that's not so chemically. It does affect my hands, so I had to start wearing gloves. I today I didn't wear gloves, but I have to sometimes wear gloves because it does affect my skin. Um, and but I can't stop the Dawn Power Wash. Like Dawn is just so good, but I had to find a better brand. Hey Gina, I got to find a better brand because it I just don't feel good about using it, but it works. It works. But yeah, make your own laundry soap. I'm pretty sure you'll be pleasantly surprised. Baking soda and stuff gets the stuff out of the clothes. I don't think you'll have any issues. I don't think anybody really wears clothes. Like you wear your clothes and then you throw it in the hamper. So you're not like soiling up the clothes. Oh, thank you, growing at what I eat. You're not really soiling the clothes. So I don't know why you're using the most potent laundry soap. I have some expensive soap here, in the red bottle. I'm going to use it, but I'm not replacing these things. I'm just going to use it what I have because I have them. I'll use them for, guest stuff, especially, but my stuff, no. And I don't smell like, you know, you don't smell. And if you wear a perfume anyways, you don't need to put on all these layers of product. You use body wash, you're gonna smell nice and clean, but we overdo it. And the kids, oh my god, the kids are smelling like Gain. I probably shouldn't say their brand name. Don't come for me, Gain. I love Dawn. I wear clothes outdoors in the streets. That's what I'm saying. They go right in the hamper. So we're not really wearing and soiling our clothes, but we be putting the most on them. Exactly. Weather. Okay, the other weather. So I don't know why we're so. And if you smell, then you have another problem, and the soap's not going to help you. Maybe you're eating certain foods that are not good for you, and it's making you have an odor when you sweat. Some people have a problem. You can go to the doctor for that, and they can help you. Well, or naturopath is probably better, and let your body cleanse itself. Also, what's happening this week? So, let me see if I covered everything because I don't want to forget. There's something else I want to mention. One second. There's a couple of cases that they're heavy. I don't want to talk about that though. Somebody hurt their child, I think in a burning vehicle, and then left the vehicle with the child. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that, but that has been going. There's some crazy people in these streets, guys. Crazy people. Um, they had an experiment that I saw on the news. I don't know if it was here in Canada. It looked Canadian, to be honest. The area looked familiar to me. So they had an experiment where they had somebody come to the bus stop, and harass a lady, and they wanted to see if people around were going to assist. Now, I don't know how they expect a woman to assist because I ain't assisting with no nothing. Because before you know it, that girl is gonna tell you to come out of her business, and that's her man. But it seemed like the scenario was a stranger coming, and then she refused his advances, and then he was getting violent, and a lot of people didn't get involved. What am I gonna get involved for? Honestly, no disrespect. If the man is harassing her and it's a man, am I gonna fight a man? So the women that didn't get involved were like, well, we didn't know what to do. I'm not getting involved. Me not getting involved at all. Those of you who live in places where you can have, concealed carry, maybe you can get involved. And that's a maybe. I'm using maybe loosely, but don't get involved in people argument. Go call the authorities because you might get your behind kicked in. Oh, I got an email from the seed company. The cucumbers are in stock, but I wanted the small space cucumbers. Let me get those today because me want them cucumbers. And I wouldn't get involved, and a couple of men didn't get involved, but it's it's hard to get involved, and I think we've talked about this in different people's chats. I don't think it's good to get involved if you're getting involved solo. If you don't have anybody backing you up when you're getting involved, why are you getting involved? I wasn't in a position to get involved in people's mix-up, so I always just kept out of it. Call the police, call for help, but don't get involved. But they just did an experiment, and for the most part, that's how people are going to react. Yeah, it's from it's from MI. It's called the I'm out in the trails, so I'm just listening and now can't see the chat. Okay, no problem, Wayne. It's the Space Saver. Hold on, let me tell you. It's supposed to be a bush variety, so it doesn't vine all over the place. It's called Space Master 80 Cucumber. It was out of stock, but I got an email that it's back in stock. And let me tell you, because I know you love seeds as much as I do. It is the pack comes with 50 seeds, 60 days to maturity, full sun, container friendly. It is a slender, dark cucumber. It's a bush variety with fruit reaching a standard of 7 to 8 inches in length. The vines have been trained to grow perfectly for smaller spaces. Grow on a small patch of land in pots or even hanging baskets and wait for the delicious fruit to follow. Crisp and perfect for slicing. So yeah. And if I can grow those indoors, I'm kind of looking to have it as an indoor cucumber. So cucumbers, tiny tim tomatoes, maybe even another small variety of tomatoes, not cherry, but like a bigger, and then lettuce. If I can have salad all year long, I'm good. Yes, chlorophyll is a natural deodorant for the body. That is the absolute truth. You do not need to be using antiperspirant. You need to let your body function the way that it's supposed to. You need to sweat and detox. Once it detoxes, then you won't smell so much. But if you keep clogging up their pores, it has to divert that somewhere else. You're not helping. So come off of the antiperspirant and wear a natural deodorant to keep yourself from, and chlorophyll. I drink green juice as often as I can, and trust me, you don't smell. Yes, don't get involved in people mix up, but they're doing a whole like advertising campaign telling what to do if something happens. Oh, you grew them last year? Packs on a good harvest and very bushy. I had to prune the leaves quite off. That's what I'm gonna order, because if I don't, I didn't grow cucumbers last year because I didn't have a space to let them run. That trellis had to be taken down. The bed was mashed up, so we had to just throw it out. I need to put a new bed along that fence line, and I'm going to grow them because it is a good distraction for the squirrels. But I really want that bush variety. That's why I even grow bush beans. I don't like having things trellis so much. In an urban environment, I don't want to have hidden spots for animals to hide, rats to hide. Like I want it to see what's going on all around. So I'm more prone to have a bush variety. If I had a bigger property, I would maybe have a section for. And I didn't even grow any pumpkin or squash. So this year I am going to grow the pumpkins and squashes at the back, maybe even behind the fence on their property. The kabocha squash, the table queen, butternut or buttercup, one of the two, and something else, and of course watermelon. I haven't done the watermelons yet. I'm going to drop the seeds soon. Right now, it's time to do okra and tomatoes based on my last frost date. I put some more cabbages. I want a lot more cabbages and greens because the chickens love them. So that's what I'm working on now. It's hard to keep up with all the plants, so I'm telling you. That's why I'm going to get some more of those cups. I'm going to sterilize the soil. I don't want to have to keep up potting. It's just too much work. So the zucchinis, tomatoes are going to be put directly in a cup. I'm not up potting those ones unless I have to. I'll use the peat pellets for some things, but I don't want to have to up pot. It does take up too much of my time, and time is limited. Now, I think that's pretty much it for me because we gone till over an hour. How long has it been? Oh, an hour and a half. So that's good enough. So that's it for me. Today, I think today is the chat. Yes, the chat is today. I saw this thumbnail. I think it's on Hands in the Dirt. channel today, and they have a guest. I don't know. I know there's a guest in the picture. I don't know who that is, but there's a guest coming today. Um, this Sunday, I believe it's had Broke Farmer, because he went live on a Monday, so I think it's every other week. So Broke Farmer. Remember, check out people's WIG videos and their herb garden challenge. There's some other challenges going around that I'm hearing about, seeing about, but I guess I'm not in that clique, so I don't know. But there's some other challenges going on. Check them out. Um, the Soil Family Expo is going on, so check out people who you watch to maybe going live or dropping videos. I don't know, because some people who usually go live haven't been going live in a while. So I don't know. I think this Friday maybe Gina, because I think she's doing every other week or whenever. So I'm not sure, but tap in if she goes live. I haven't seen Erica in a minute, so I have to check. Miss Shirley should be back Thursday coming, so she'll be going live. African Dreaming usually Tuesdays and Fridays, and some other pop-ups, but Tuesdays and Fridays for sure. Food Forest Permaculture goes live in the morning sporadically, so just check his channel, see when he's live, talking about permaculture. Very interesting stuff if you're into that stuff. So check it out. I've been watching at night, well, the replay because it's too late for me. Gray Man Prepping. He did a GMO live last night. I think I'll share it on my community tab later. Check him out as well. He's got some good information about prepping and just practical stuff that can help you in a non fear mongering kind of way. So it's nice to watch and just get tips without feeling that the sky is going to fall tomorrow. Who else? I'm just trying to think where I am most. I don't know. Oh, Wind Down Wednesdays on Wednesday. I can't keep track of. There's a lot of people going on. Odom should be back. So next Thursday would be Get Off Your Chest with Odom's Homestead. I know they're away this weekend, and that's pretty much it for me. I know there's other people who go live. I'm not always there. Very rarely. I can't be in everyone's life. It's too much. I got to get my life in order. So yeah, you probably don't see me in all the lives, but and there's another lady. Oh, I know Homesteading with Janet went live. Oh, Big Roosters on Fridays. He didn't have his Friday on just yesterday, but he'll be back Friday coming. Tori's Brain, Friday Fire is on again Friday coming. And that's pretty much where I'll be. Check out who else? I don't know. That's enough announcements. I have to do the announcements like bougie, the church announcements, and have I'll organize. Those are the announcements. Those are the lives. Check them out. But check out. I'll put a few things on my community tab to check out the ones I've been watching. Check out Bean Juice, Psalms 146's son's channel. He put his update for the herb garden challenge. It's a very cute video, so make sure you support Bean Juice. And that's about it for me. Have a great week. Take care. Be blessed. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Keep your head on swivel, because there's a lot of people wanting to pickpocket, mug, steal your vehicle, all kind of stuff going on in these streets in broad daylight. Be aware of where you are and try to travel with other people. Go shopping with other people. Do your errands with other people. Don't be out in these streets by yourself. And just be conscientious. Be conscious of what's going on. All right, guys? Take care. I don't think Nightbot is working. Something's going on with Nightbot. So it is what it is. But take care. God bless you and have a great week. Bye.